Hey guys, morning. Troy Dooley here, the Beachside CEO, and we are at Maple Street Biscuit Company again today. You know, I love these guys. Ever since Cracker Barrel bought them, we have done nothing but crank. You know, they've been one of our largest supporters since day one, and their Destin location is just killing it right now. They have done phenomenal in the last 12 months now that they've opened this location. So we're excited about continuing our relationship with them. We're excited about all of the new businesses. You know, we're going to be launching the new website in January, covering the Emerald Coast from Pensacola to Panama City. So that's going to be fun. And tomorrow, the national website, all brand new news, will be launching. So I think you guys are going to be excited about that one too. Also want to give a heads up and a shout out to Freddie Sheets down at Allen's Cooling. He is killing it this week. I have been seeing stuff on Facebook where he is just totally dominating some of the creativeness that the folks are going in and getting from him. And yours truly will be in there tomorrow. We're going to finish up some artwork that he has done, so we're excited. Hey, let's look at something today. This is something that I think a lot of times we take for granted. We go out there and we try to build a business. We have no clue what it takes to truly make a difference in our business model. How can we really stand out in the crowd compared to what everyone else is doing? And today I want to look at the 5 P's of making a difference in your business, because this will help you take and look at what 2020 is going to be, help you take it to a new level, help you differentiate yourself, to really show your difference. You know, the old school way was advertising. The old school way was saying we have the best product. It doesn't work anymore. We live in a social media driven world. Consumers actually control what's going on, and living in that PTE, that post-trust era, you're going to find that the P's, I think, really do dig into it. Let's look at the first one. Number 1 is your principles. What is it that you and your business stand for? It doesn't matter if you're on Main Street, doesn't matter if it's a national brand. You know, one of the pubcos we work with out of Canada, that was one of the first things we did. We all met in San Diego and said, what is the principles that your business stands for? What are your principles personally? I was on the phone this week with a very successful independent sales leader. I mean, this guy's got an organization that's been great. He's been phenomenal in his niche, and he walked away from a multi-million-dollar income stream this week. And the reason he did, he said, it was just his principles. You know, I needed to shift. I saw something the company was doing different. It wasn't something that I could be comfortable with, and he just walked away. You have to know what your principles are, and you need to write those down. And they need to be firm. You need to understand why you have these principles. It's not just about writing something down. It's about, hey, this really is part of my DNA. This is what I stand for. This is what I want my brand to stand for. Number 2, and this is a tough one here sometimes, but what is the purpose? A lot of times I narrow this down. What is the one problem that you solve? Not the solution, not the results of. What is the one problem you solve? What is that purpose that you stand for? What is your why? It doesn't matter how you ask the question. You've got to be able to narrow that down. It's the toughest to come up with. It's not your mission statement. It's not your vision statement. It truly is a purpose statement. It's what you are going to live and die for. It's what your principles are foundationally standing upon. You have to know this. And I don't care if it's the business or you personally. I want to look at this for a minute from a personal branding standpoint. A lot of times you're out there on the internet jamming it out, doing your thing. You have to look at how people are going to see you. Maybe you're going in for a new career. Maybe you're getting out of college. Doesn't matter. You have to know what this purpose statement is. You have to know what it is that you're going to accomplish if you expect to take this to a new level. The third one is the people. What people are you here to serve? What people are you trying to really go into their culture, into their community, and take and help? You know, what is their number one need? What is their number one desire? These are questions you can ask yourself. When I looked at Gus and Scott when they launched Maple Street, one of the things we looked at is what was it they were trying to accomplish? Who were their customers? What were the principles behind that business when they launched? And they've stuck true to those. They really wanted to impact communities, not just the outside community, not just those customers walking through the door. They wanted to be a second chance for so many people. And when you look at a lot of their community leaders, when you look at a lot of the team, these are folks that have been down on their luck. Some of them have been to prison. They literally have been given that second chance at Maple Street. And that was one of the things that Scott and Gus were looking for. They wanted to show a difference. When Cracker Barrel purchased them, it concerned a lot of the team that was at Maple Street, because Cracker Barrel doesn't hire felons. They're very strict on what they've done. And from studying some of the meetings, early meetings that came out of this, one of the things that I've learned from the community leaders inside of the network is that, hey, Cracker Barrel actually said, maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we need to relook at what our policy is there. See, that's what you want to do. You want to look at the people. You want to know the people that you're going to serve. It's the only way you're going to be able to kick this thing up in the new year. It's the only way you're going to kick it up and reach the goals that you have. It's just a plus. Let's look at number 4. Personal. How are you going to be living your life personally to be able to build out this brand? See, a lot of times people think, okay, I can be one thing on social media and I can be another thing in private. It doesn't work that way. Every client we've had, when they tell me, Troy, we want to hold a big event, we want to be around all of our sales reps, whatever the case is, I make it very clear to them, you need to be prepared. You need to have that risk mitigation plan in place that's going to protect your reputation. You don't want to be at the wrong location. You don't want to be saying the wrong thing. You don't want a wrong angle of a YouTube video to pop out. How are you living your life personally? How does your personal life fit into the brand? I was on a text thread this morning. Tom Chenault, the host of the Tom Chenault radio show out of Colorado, we were chatting back and forth, and one of the things I said is, Tommy, it's amazing to me how many people look at us on social media and they don't have an idea of what our personal life is. If they knew the struggles that people go through, if they knew what they were dealing with, they might be a little bit kinder at times. So you want to take your personal life and you want to make sure that your personal life at home is the same as it is in social media. You know, when we relocated to Destin, I don't know, 25 years ago, 20 years ago now, there were no one else in our field down here. Today, because this is such an off-beaten path, we've got some really cool guys that we hang with nationally that now live here. And when we get together, that's one of the things we talk about is the fact, hey, we all hang out together, go to the same church together, eat the same restaurants, our kids go to the same schools. You know, we know how each other is, and we're able to give each other that extra boost of confidence, that extra camaraderie that comes around. You've got to be able to do that. Don't live your life one way and then expect people to treat you another way. That's what happens when you aren't taking care of business the way you need to. So study that, look at that. How do you want to be known personally, or how are you living personally? Don't be talking about family values if you just got arrested for spousal abuse. Don't be talking about your faith if you just got arrested for a DUI. Think this stuff through, okay? You have to line it up, because people today will dig out and look at who you are behind the scenes if they want to do business with you. That's a plus right there. Number 5, this ties right in with people, is the perception, okay? People's perception can become the reality of what your brand or what you are known for. The question is, what is the perception that you're putting off? You know, you may decide that you are, well, I'm going to use ProStep as an example. When I was running ProStep, I remember one of the first things Kevin Lehman said is, Troy, everybody thinks we're just a lead generation company. Everybody thinks we're a technology company. And he goes, we actually have a sales program where people can go out there and make money. We have a compensation plan. I'm looking for reps. You know, we had to change that perception. And as we did, we literally exploded. People started really coming in. They started making this a primary income stream to their internet business. I mean, you guys know where it was at. That was in 2000. Internet was just taking hold. We were cranking this puppy out. You have to do the same thing. You have to look at the perception that people see you as. Trying to think of a good example. I'll give a good example here. The Unstoppable Family, beautiful brand. When you go look at what Rhonda and the Swans total are doing, you can see where their personal life, if you look at any of their personal pages, literally line up with the Unstoppable family brand, with the Unstoppable agency. Everything about Unstoppable lines up. So when people look at them and they get the perception about what they're like, they find out that's really what they're like. That's really what they stand for. When you look at my wife, Paige, you know, four-time bestseller, I think 25, 30 books out there. When you study who she is and is an individual, and you study what she writes, you study what's on her posts, what's on her Facebook, you really start to realize, hey, she's walking her walk. You have to do the same thing. Don't pretend you're one thing, do something else, and expect people to have the same perception as what you may have. Dig deep into the culture, dig deep into the community that you're trying to serve to see what their perception of you are. And number 6 is the product. Some of you might say, well, Troy, shouldn't that be an S2 for services? Doesn't matter. Right now it's product because it fits what I'm doing in the title of this show. Okay, you have to make sure that the product that you're marketing, that the product that you're offering out there literally lines up with the other 5 P's. If you're putting together just a crappy product, you're looking for the biggest margins, you don't care about quality, you don't care about any of that, that's going to go against anything that you're actually saying. Now, if you look at your first 5 P's, if you look at your principles, your purpose, the people you're wanting to serve, your personal life, and the perception that you're trying to dig out there, then here's what's going to happen. You're going to put a product together that works. And that's what you want to be able to accomplish. A dear friend of mine owns Conklin, Charles. And when Charles decided to launch a meal replacement product, he didn't go out there and create a product with big margins and crappy ingredients. He literally created a product that had such high level of quality ingredients that he very quickly realized, I'm not going to be able to sell this to the general masses and have any kind of really profit to it, and ended up taking that inside of his Conklin family right now because they understood the purpose behind it. He lived up to what it was he was trying to do. You have to do the same thing. It doesn't matter what your product is. Another great person that does this is Paula over at HB Naturals. When she looks at a product that they're going to put out, she makes sure that when she's working with Alexandria, who happens to be her formulator, they dig deep to make sure that it fits what their purpose is. It fits the mission of that. It fits her personal life. If you know the love story behind how that company got launched, then you understand where Paula's coming from and things. And that's what you have to be able to do. You have to live by these 6 P's. In 2020, as we move forward, we've shifted some of our business model. When clients come to us now, we put them through a specific, I guess you call it a personality profile. We want to, from a marketing standpoint, I want to know where they're at. And we also look at these 6 P's. I dig deep with some questions to find out what is it that you stand for. What difference are you making? I don't care about the product. I don't care about your KPIs. I don't care about what your unique selling proposition is. I want to know what difference that a person's trying to make. Because when we do that, now we know, do they really want to build a business, to coin one of Jim Collins' phrase, good to great? Or are they just looking for some quick cash and then they're going to get out the door? 2 different. Not saying either one of them are bad, but I need to know up front what we're looking at, because either one of them's a project, and you're gonna launch it and sell it, or the other one's a mission that you really feel called to, that you're trying to go out and do. So, hey guys, hope that helps. We have a blast doing these. This is important. Like I said, we will be launching. Everything's going like it's supposed to. Tomorrow, businessnewsdesk.com should launch officially, nationally, internationally. You'll be able to go and check out what's going on, so we'll keep you posted on that. But until then, stay humble, stay strong, and you've been listening to a voice in Main Street America.